Hello everybody, welcome to Umineko. I've actually wanted to give this a chance on the channel a couple times, but I finally found the opportunity to record it, so here you go guys. I've played Higurashi before. If you guys don't know, Higurashi is another anime slash light novel. Go give that a try if y'all are interested, but same universe or something like that, I think. But I've already actually recorded this episode once before, and sadly, I think like the audio got messed up or something, so hopefully this goes well. So let's just get going.
Again. So you still haven't overcome your love of alcohol.
The old physician let out a sigh as he removed his stethoscope. Two elderly men could be seen in a dimly lit study, which was filled with dust and sickly sweet stench. In the corner of the room, which was much larger than what most people would call a study, was an expensive looking bed, a man undergoing a medical examination, and the physician conducting it. There was also what appeared to be a servant watching over the whole scene.
The bottle is my friend. It is no less of a friend than you, and it has stood by my side even longer than you have.
As the man bearing his chest for the stethoscope rearranged his clothes, he spoke unapologetically.
Kenzo, your body only appears to be well thanks to the effects of the medicine. However, if you continue to drink such strong spirits, the treatment will become meaningless. Trust my judgment. Refrain from drinking. I thank you, though only for the sentiment, my friend. Genji, another glass. Water it down slightly. That way Nanjo could save face.
Are you quite sure? After eyeing both the master who demanded the alcohol and the family doctor who forbade it, Genji, the old butler, silently gave a slight nod and carried out his master's orders faithfully. The family doctor Nanjo let out a deep sigh once again, and he watched the butler busy himself alongside the liquor cabinet. There was a smell filling up the room. This sweet, poisonous aroma felt as though it had melted the heart, if not the soul itself. It was the smell of a venomous green drink that the man couldn't bear to part with. Got like Nickelodeon slime in his glass.
Nanjo, you are my close friend and we have known each other for quite a long time. I'm deeply grateful for all that you've done to keep me alive so long. I've done nothing. After all, you never listened to my advice as your physician anyway. And you never listen when I warn you about mistaken chess moves you're about to make. It seems only fair, does it not?
Master.
Thank you. I wouldn't die if I ran out of your medicine, but I would die if I ran out of this.
Disregarding Nanjo, who had his face set in a resigned expression, Kenzo took the glass that Genji was holding out to him. Very few people would associate the venomous color with that alcoholic beverage.
Nanjo, be honest with me. How much time do I have left? Well now, how short must I make it to convince you to put the bottle aside?
Nanjo once again let out a sigh of resignation, then he finally spoke to Kenzo as the latter swirled his glass.
You don't have long.
What
Precisely do you mean by that? Let us illustrate it with this chess game here. You have very nearly achieved checkmate, but you have not yet cornered my king.
Nanjo's gaze was directed at the side table with a massive chess set placed on top of it. Judging by the position of all the pieces, the game seemed to be entering its final stage. Black's rook and bishop were cutting deep into enemy lines. White's king had already been castled and cornered, so that even an amateur could tell the match would soon reach its conclusion before long. Every time Nanjo came to give a medical examination, both of them would make a few moves. Nanjo was hinting that Kenzo would most likely fall into his eternal sleep before the game could be concluded. These were less the words of a physician than they were of an old friend.
Were you a normal patient, I would recommend that you write a will at this point. And what is a will, Nanjo? Handwritten instructions to the vultures on how to devour and scatter my corpse? No, not at all. As the word suggests, it is a way to record your will for later generations. It is far more than just a means to divide up your inheritance.
Oh. And apart from the division of the inheritance, what might I write of?
You might write of your regrets, or matters you've left unfinished, things you want to pass down to others, or merely matters you wish to communicate. Anything you want.
Things I wish to pass down to others, or matters I wish to communicate? Ridiculous. I, Ushiramiya Kenzo, have not one thing I wish to leave behind. I was born with nothing, I will die with nothing. There's nothing I wish to leave to my foolish children. Even if the end were to come today, even if I were to die right now, I would accept that fate of death without a trace of fear. I created everything. My fortune, my prestige, everything.
Those are built by me, and they will be lost along with me. There's nothing I wish to leave behind. Nothing. After I'm gone, I care not if it all goes to waste. I desire no tomb or coffin. Those were the terms of the contract I made with the witch. When I die, everything will be lost. That has been part of the promise since the beginning, and that's why nothing will be left behind. There's nothing I can leave behind.
After reaching a furious crescendo, Kinzo suddenly slumped over. His expression was limp and feeble, as though an evil spirit has possessed him and then left.
However, I do have one regret. I have nothing to leave behind, but there's one thing I cannot leave undone. You would do well to write it down, of course. It would be best if you could finish it before your time comes. However, even if the worst happens, those who come after you will carry it to completion. You must leave behind your regrets so that they can be resolved if you are unable to do so yourself. That is the purpose of a will.
When Nanjo tried to gently pat Kinzo's shoulder, the dying man flew into a sudden rage and batted away Nanjo's hand.
It's useless, useless, useless. It must be done while I'm still alive. At the moment of my death, my soul will be devoured by the demons of the contract and wiped out of existence. For me, there will be no peace or another world after death. That's why everything must be completed before I go. That's why a will has no meaning for me, and even if I had the chance to write such a thing, if I had such a chance, I want to see it. I want to see it one more time. I want to see Beatrice's smiling face one more time.
She cannot be that bad, bruh.
Oh, Beatrice, why have you resisted me for so long? I'll return everything that you have given me. I'm prepared to lose everything, so please show me your smile just one last time. Beatrice, I beg of you. You must be able to hear my plea. That's what kind of woman you are. I beg of you, show yourself to me. You're here, aren't you? You're standing there invisible, listening to every word I say. And even now you're mocking me from somewhere in this room, aren't you? Please appear before me once more and smile. Feel free to scold me or even snatch away my life by your own hands if you so desire. I don't want to be left alone to die like this. I cannot let myself die until I've seen your smile one more time. Beatrice, Beatrice! I offer up my life and mine, I offer it up to you. I'm begging you, Beatrice!
Well, I think he died. Oh, there's the music. So, this will be our first episode, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know if I should record more of this or not. I'll probably play it by ear, depending on how much attention this gets. If not, I'll probably just play it on my own time. But I'm very interested in the lore here. I know Featherine comes from this universe, which she's like apparently a character that can like solo Goku. I don't really know much about this. I tried to read the manga at some point, but I just couldn't get through it. I wanted to watch the anime. I couldn't. I don't know why I didn't watch the anime. I forgot how old the animation was, but don't worry, guys. They actually improved the animation since then, apparently. Because, like I said, I haven't played a bit. I haven't played much though, so don't worry about that. There's a lot of characters to voice here. I kind of like the old art style, to be honest. All I know is, like, this is about witches or something, and if it's anything like Higurashi, there will be murder, so prepare yourselves for that. But we'll probably end things off after this little opening sequence here. But yeah, guys. Welcome to Rockin' Mijima? Rockin' Jima? October 4th, 1986. The first day. Hello and welcome back to more Umineko. Last time we just got the little introduction phase out of the way, and then we're going to progress and actually meet the characters. So let's get going. Whoa. Things sure move with the times. I can't believe we'll be able to make the trip in just 20 minutes. I couldn't help but scratch my head and marvel at how far things have come in recent years. We used to go by boat. Back then, we were all forced to endure nearly half a day of swaying back and forth over the sea before we arrived at Najima. Things have gotten so much more convenient these days. Still, I've never been on a small plane like this. I've flown in a jumbo jet before, but this will be my first experience in such a tiny one. It's gonna shake, isn't it? They say smaller boats shake more than big ones, so I guess the same rule probably applies to planes. Ah, just spare me.
Ha 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 ha, don't worry, Battler, it shakes much less than the boat did.
Yeah, is that you, George? Don't scare me like that. You just shaved 3 years off my life. Anyway, what's shaking got to do with anything? You don't think I'm actually scared of the plane shaking or maybe falling out of the sky or something, right?
Oh, of course not, my mistake. I see you've changed a lot since I last saw you. After all, it's been 6 years since then. You're not a kid anymore. Ha 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 ha. Geez, and here you are holding us to smoke and drink.
I've got no interest in smoking, but I've always wanted to try some booze. Well, if you got your dad's genes, you can probably hold your own when it comes to drinking.
Well, I usually drink for business rather than pleasure. It's pretty hard to do business in Japan without it.
That's exactly right. That's why I never miss a chance to get in some practice.
That's not good, Battler. You're still a minor. Don't you know alcohol can stunt the growth of, never mind.
Come on, I'm tall enough already. In fact, it'd be easier to find clothes if I shrunk a little. I puffed my chest out proudly. This guy's 5'11", which means he's a giant in Japan. Until I hit my growth spurt, my height was below average in my class, but then I grew, and before I knew it, I'd passed 180 centimeters. I guess I have all the muscle training and those shady mail-order performance-enhancing drugs to thank for that. Before then, I never dreamed that I'd shoot 10 centimeters above George Aniki, who'd reached his peak height early on. Damn it, I bet all my relatives will say, "Oh, look how big you've grown, Battler-chan," or something. It's all so embarrassing. I wish they'd just give me a break. Anyway, my name's Battler. Well, it's pretty damn weird, don't you think? I've gotta wonder what my parents were thinking when they named me that. I've never met anyone who could read it right the first time. I usually get called Sento. Sorry, but that's not even close. My name is written... Can you read it? Nope. This first part is my family name, Ushiramiya. That's a fairly plausible Japanese pronunciation so far. The problem is my given name is made up of the characters for fight and person, and it's pronounced Battler. Put it all together, and you've got Ushiramiya Battler. Pretty crazy, right? It's crazy enough that my parents decided to call me that, but it's even more crazy that some government worker let them make it official. Both groups are at the top of my must-kill list. Anyway, this is one of my cousins. His name is George Ushiramiya. He's 5 years older than me, so he must be turning 23 this year. Since the Ushiramiya cousins consist of 2 boys and 2 girls, I ended up playing with George all the time. Because I've always thought of him as a big brother, I still call him Aniki today.
Oh, Battler-kun, look how big you've grown. You know what they say, leave a bullet for 3 days and you can hardly recognize him.
It must be his blood. Rudolph wasn't that tall either until his high school years. Perhaps people end up taller if their growth spurt comes late. Nah, it's nothing special. A real man needs to be tough on the inside, too.
Exactly, Battler here knows how it works. Real men win or lose based on what they got on the inside. You can't ever forget to keep up your training and discipline. You gotta do that, wait very alertly for the perfect moment and strike. Now, I never even imagined that I'd become a company president. I am today, master of my own domain. Yep, to think I've come this far after starting off penniless and ruined.
This stout, plump old guy is George Aniki's dad, Uncle Hideyoshi. He's the husband of my dad's older sister. In other words, we're not blood related. He's nice to children, sociable all the time, and even quick to give out some spending money to us kids. Simply put, he's an awesome uncle. He speaks in an odd way and very noticeably Kansai dialect, but he's actually a natural-born Kanto man. Apparently impressions are everything in the business world, so speaking in a different style than other people is an act to make him stick out more. However, I hear he gets embarrassed when talking within earshot of a real Kansai person, so he switches back to standard Japanese. I don't really get it, but he's definitely an interesting person. If only you weren't so quick to brag about your life story. That's enough for now, I think. I'm sure Battler's getting tired of it, aren't you? Nope, not at all. Nothing wrong with that. I think it's pretty cool for a man to have some stories he can brag about. I don't have anything like that at all. Oh, really? I'd imagine a man with your looks would leave the girls crying left and right. I can't believe you have nothing to brag about. What? You're joking, right? Of course nothing weird like that's ever happened to me. Heck, I wish it would. Come on, you aren't fooling anyone. You must tell your aunt all about it later. After all, nothing of the sort ever happens to George. Heh. This is George's mom, Aunt Eva. Eva? She's my dad's older sister. She and Uncle Hideyoshi are a pair of jokers, and they've always teased me back as far as I can remember. This sometimes made them a bit hard to get along with when I was small. Well, I guess the events of the last 30 seconds prove that they can still be hard to get along with. I really like her outfit, she's got a cool design. Even so, George Aniki's family is interesting and fun, and they seem to get along just fine. Sheesh, it's pretty much the total opposite of my family. Battler-kun, have you seen Rudolph? Huh?
He headed off to the bathroom a while ago. Is he not back yet? Maybe the poor geezer dropped dead. Nah, That's no way to talk about your own father. Still, this isn't the first time he's taken so long in the bathroom. Yeah, the guy's always been that way. Does he really have to take that magazine with him every time he needs to take a dump? And what on earth's he doing in there with those particular magazines? Oh, you don't need to worry about that at all. Since we've been together, I haven't let him do that on his own. Oh, I'll have to get the juicy details later. Okay, please don't. Sounds like Dad's got his balls in an iron grip. Jesus Christ. You know exactly what would happen with that man if he didn't keep a tight grip, don't you? No kidding. You're the only one capable of reining in that old bastard. As his son, I'm more than happy to let you take over. What, were you the one grabbing his balls in the past? Yes, leave it all to me. After all, that's my specialty. This woman is my father's wife. Her name is Ushiramiya Kairi. As you can probably tell from our conversation, she's not my real mother. She's basically my stepmom. My real mom died 6 years ago, and Kairi is the woman Dad married afterwards. It's understandable for someone my age. I could never bring myself to call his new wife Mom, and I doubt she feels like using the word son on this massive kid who is no relation to her at all. We aren't little kids. We know there's nothing to be gained by fighting, so we decided that we wouldn't force ourselves to pretend that we're family. I've decided to act a bit more frank with her, acting as though she's a friendly neighbor instead. It's much easier if we keep a little distance instead of forcing ourselves to act all close and making each other uncomfortable. Kairi-san has always been very open about all of this, and thanks to that, we've been able to get along pretty well. Then just when we were bad-mouthing Dad about being in the bathroom, the man himself came back, wiping his hands with a handkerchief.
Battler.
Hey, what's up, Dad? Ow, wow, 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 wow. Don't pinch my ear, gah.
You've been talking trash about me with Mom again, haven't you? What makes it so hard to show a little respect for your father?
Ow, ow, ow! Damn it, that hurts. You can stretch my ear all you want, but I'm not gonna be able to fly. That hurts.
Come on now. Up, 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 down, down, left, right, up, left, right.
Now say, Father, please forgive me for being so rude. Like hell I will. Go find yourself some members-only store if you want it that much. This old bastard's my dad. I think I'm pretty tall myself, but my dad's just as tall as I am. It's no surprise Aunt Eva started talking about Dad's blood when she saw my height. By the way, my height isn't the only thing I got from him. Seems having a weird name runs in the family. Dad's full name is written... You can't read it, can you? Come on, it's just... Okay. Anyway, this guy's name is pronounced Rudolph. Hahaha, he must hate Grandfather for giving him that name. Still, there's no reason to pass that weird naming tradition on to me. As the old bastard twisted my ear all over the place, Aunt Eva snuck up behind him and grabbed his ear. Hey, Rudolph, you should know better than to physically abuse your son.
Yeah, that hurts, Aniki.
The scene perfectly illustrated the relationship between prankster younger brother and the older sister who could deal with any punishment to him despite his size. I think that's good enough for now, Eva-san. I'll make sure to stretch out another ear later on. I thought she was going to say, like, stretch out his cock or something. Oh, my apologies. I must leave some pulling for you to do, Kairi. Rudolph, make sure Kairi gives you lots of punishment later on, okay?
You're one to talk, Aniki. Abusing your little brother like that. Hideyoshi Nissan, I'd like to thank you very much for picking her up. If you hadn't been so generous, she'd still be unsold in the store. You have my gratitude and apologies.
What? Who are you calling unsold? After taking 2-3 steps back, Aunt Eva unleashed one of her beautiful high reverse roundhouse kicks, which stopped just a centimeter away from the tip of Dad's nose. After starting out with Tai Chi Chuan for her figure, Aunt Eva then developed an interest in Chinese martial arts. After that, she went through karate, taekwondo, capoeira, and what is it she's learning now again? Well, anyway, they say a woman's weapons are in her lower body, and that's literally true for Aunt Eva. Rudolph, did you know that a single direct blow to the side of your head like that would knock you unconscious? Not so long ago, I accidentally connected in a practice match and my opponent was out cold. Sheesh, what a pain. I'm so sorry she can't help walking like a freak now. Dad, completely unfazed, shrugged and smiled ironically at Uncle Hideyoshi.
What? Never had a brother or sister myself, so when I see you two bickering with each other, it makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside. It sure is nice to have a big family.
Oh, why not consider making a little brother for George-kun? Okay. He's already a fine adult who's about to go off on his own, so it might be a good time to have another child.
Hey, have a little sympathy for the new kid, and all the pain and suffering he'd have to live through.
I'm surprised even George-kun turned out to be as well as he did after being born from a sinister sister of mine. And what an awesome kid he is. Please share some of that with our blockhead son someday. That's not at all how it happened. It's thanks to Eva Nasan's proper rearing that George-kun became the kind, gentle kid he is now. Isn't that right, Nasan? Oh, come now. Ha ha ha, you think so? Our George still has a long way to go. Ah, by the way, how's your little Angie-chan doing? I'm guessing that's her kid. I heard she was vomiting. Oh, that's right. And I was hoping to finally see her face after such a long time. Is she okay? She often catches a cold when the seasons change. She is very frail. I did not want to bring her along, but we decided to have my family look after her this time. I think that's a wise move. She'll heal a lot better if she stays away from the venomous head of the family household. A child's health is more important than an adult's convenience, don't you think? I know some great medicine for vomit and colds like that. When we get back home, I'll send you the details right away, so please let her try some. Thank you very much, Hideyoshi Nissan. I'm always in your debt. And once the conversation suddenly veered off in that direction, we kids did not have a chance of butting in. For now, I'm just happy Aunt Eva gave Dad his deserts for tugging on my ear. Anyway, guys, I think that's long enough. I think I'm going to call the episode here. Thanks for watching as always. I'm Worminium, and I'll see you next time with more Umineko. Bye-bye.